Whoa, budget week's almost over. So we're going to close it out. Well, no, we're not going to close it out today, but I mean, this is like one of the last ones here with this pretty sweet little titanium knife, super budget titanium knife. Next up, we're going to look at the options for the giveaways. I think I'm going to get like 10 budget knives together, and those are going to be the winner's options to pick. Wait, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but there's going to be like 10 that we'll be able to pick from, or you'll be able to pick from. So that's how that's going to work. So without further ado, what do we have here? We got a new thing in a box, and it's called, some more stupid names from Chinese knife companies, Olintans. Olintans. That's how I'm going to say it, Olintans, or Olintans. Olintans? Good Lord, guys. Just call me and I'll give you a better name. Last time, I think I just looked at some stickers on the board that's in front of me and I came up with some better names. Tiger knives. Okay, I see a picture of a tiger over here. Let's see. Nope, can't say Spartan blades, that's already a thing. How about pilot knives? I don't even see the word pilot. There's just a sticker with like a guy who looks like a fighter pilot in his helmet. So, pilot knives, that'd be great, right? Better than Olintans. That's terrible. All right, I think the name of the knife is an ALT025. Terrible. Call it the snail trail. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it's better. Anything would be better than an AL205. Anyway, so this is a budget, but this is a budget titanium knife. I haven't had one of these in a while, so it had plastic. It had like a shrink wrap plastic on it. I cut that off. You can see this cut line right there. That was kind of stupid to put it there. That's where I cut it with my other knife. So that was dumb. Like if I care about, I mean, no, I do care about the box and the knife. It was $25 for a titanium knife. Let's see what you get for 25 bucks in the world of super budget. That's what I call them. Super budget titanium knives. I can't get it out of the stupid bag. You know what? I'm just going to cut the bag. I don't care. Well, no, I'll just open it in case I want to put it back in and return it. No, I'm not going to. I never return anything. Okay. It's a little smaller than I thought. I knew it was going to be a small guy, but I thought it was like a 3-inch blade. I think that's, 2.5-inch maybe. You know what? It reminds me a lot of, hold on a second. There we go. I think this is a decent comparison. The Freebe Elementum. Now, the Freebe Elementum's a little closer to a full-size knife. Just in every way, it's kind of beefier. This guy's very thin. Blade's pretty thin, handle's pretty thin. The whole thing is smaller, but they're kind of similar in shape, kind of similar in feel. Real rounded on top of the bolster, whatever you want to call that part. Very rounded in general. This one you'd almost say it's pill-shaped, kind of. I like the little outline. Oh wow, there's something going on there on the titanium. Kind of rough looking right there. Almost looks like it's not new, like it's used. Not sure what happened right there. Let's see if it comes off. Little spit, little t-shirt rub. Let's see. No, oh, the driver, they were using an electric driver, and it slipped out of the hole. Slipped out of the hole. You know how bad that is. It's pretty terrible when that happens. Sometimes that can cause a lot of pain. So it slipped out of the hole and ran all the way across the titanium. Look at that. It just went. He was like, burr, burr. Let's try it again. We'll do it in slow motion. Like that, all the way across. Not a big deal, man. $25 knife. So it's supposed to be, titanium and D2. It says D2 on the blade. The blade is actually, surprisingly, kind of nice looking. Yeah, I mean, the grind doesn't look terrible. The primary grind is kind of attractive. The sharpened edge looks a little rough. But, I mean, the grind itself is nice. It says Olintans right there. Terrible. Terrible name. I'm going to grab a piece of paper and we'll do a little cut. Drum roll, please. Okay. It's not the sharpest. It's fighting its way through, but it's sharp enough. I bet it's shaving sharp. Oh, yeah. shaves like a champ. This thing is not bad. Oh, I just felt some lock stick. Let me try it. Yeah, little lock stick. I cannot believe my $25 titanium knife has lock stick. That is bullshit. I'm going to return this shit right away. Lockup is about 60 to 70%. So that makes it a little tough to fix the lock stick, because normally what I do for lock stick is polish it a little bit. Oh, there's no insert. Okay, this guy has no insert at all. There's no steel insert on the lock bar. So that's why we're getting lock stick, and that's why it's probably going to get worse. This is just titanium on this lock bar, and the blade is steel, so it's harder than the titanium. And the titanium is going to push its way over like it does, and then that steel is going to kind of cut into it a little bit, and it kind of jams up. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's got the little, looks like a steel ball bearing detent right there. I think it's a neat little, it's maybe a little too big to be a keychain knife, but I think, you know, it's close to something like that. A fifth pocket for sure. I think it's kind of neat. Definitely a good candidate for anodizing if you want to try that out. Try some heat anodizing on something like this. The worst you do is ruin something that was 25 bucks, but you're not going to ruin it anyway. You take it apart, heat up that titanium, get it the color you want, and then let it cool. I mean, you can also use ferric chloride and do like a lightning anode too. So you look up that and see how to do it. Don't just go by my nonsense words right this second. Let's see. Your blade play? A tiny bit. Okay, more. Let's tighten this guy down. Oh, it looks like a T8. Okay. All right, let's get rid of this VV Elementum. It's a similar thing, but I don't know. It's so much bigger and kind of better made that it's not really applicable. All right, let's see if we can tighten this guy up just a tiny bit. It's funny, it tightened up and stopped, like it had a stop. Okay, I can feel the bearings right there, so it's a little bit too tight. That's weird. I didn't hardly move it. Okay, yeah, you can find a place where it's still, you know, pretty shake-shutty and also not loose. So that's good. Some knives, you know, that are really cheap, it's hard to even get it to where it's not loose, but then it also isn't all jammed up, you know. So let's see, how's that pivot lash? Usually there is some with a cheap knife. Very little. I can't push the blade back and forth any. That means that the pivot hole in the blade is about the same size as the pivot, so it's good. Detent is pretty good. Boy, that lock stick is substantial though. You hear that little noise? That is the lock stick. So, got a little lock stick. Sometimes some pencil dust, like from the carbon of the you know, of the lead. They call it lead, but it's really carbon. Graphite. You put a little graphite dust in there, and for temporarily it'll help it. So that's a little fix for that. Yeah, it's interesting. Lock bar, little cutout. Boy, the part of the blade that hits the lock bar is not a very big piece. So you can see that little silver bit right there. That's all that's sitting in the lock bar, which, you know, if it had a steel insert, no issue. But they should have made it maybe a bigger piece to give it more surface area and less, you know, ability to kind of bite into the other part and get stuck. Overall, I kind of like it. I think it's neat. It's a three-fingered handle if you got, you know, average-sized male hands. For a smaller female or something, I would say, or a kid, I would say it's a full-handed knife or close. Look, I can kind of wrap my pinky around there if I really try. But I mean, it's a, you know, it's a light-duty knife. They could have gone a little further up with the choil, like almost all knives. You can see the way the sharpened edge has kind of fought its way down onto the plunge grind there. No biggie. Got a decent little sound to it. The closing sound and the opening sound isn't bad. Pretty neat little knife for 25 bucks, I would say. I am not disappointed in it. I would say it's worth 25 bucks. Not bad. Not a bad job there, Olintans. With your stupid name. Good grief. I'm going to put the box aside and get a little close-up on this guy. So, you know, other than that scratch across it from the driver, I would say it's got kind of a nice look to it. And the pocket clip isn't too big. Like sometimes you think with a really small knife, you're going to get a pocket clip that's too big. Like, for example, this one's a little too big. This is a smaller knife, and it has a bigger pocket clip. Come on, man. Come on with the gigantic pocket clip. That just looks stupid. That's just dumb. About the same size pocket clip as the Freebe, and it could be a little shorter too, but it's not bad. It doesn't take up more than half of the knife. It's about half, which, you know, maybe a hair more than half, but it's not bad. All right. So, Olintans pill-shaped titanium knife. We'll call it the pill popper because it kind of looks like a pill shape, and then elongated pill shape, and then it pops open pretty nice. So the Olintans pill popper is what I'm going to call it instead of the AL2025, which is a stupid name. Have a nice day.